Poetry is a way of life. Poetry is not dead. Many people connect to poetry from all over the world. It's a universal language. Yeah. You know, if you hear that any harder, your university server's going to send you an apology email. Not now. If I scrape to pass, I'm cool with that. But if... Here we go. Distinction. I've got a distinction. Have you passed? Or have you just remembered you left the iron on? I've got a distinction. And there's more. My tutor emailed me. Basically, her partner runs a semi-professional theatre company, and they want me to submit a prologue for the next show. Something personal, something from the heart. Distinction. A prologue. Moving from whole stories to the big stage. Well done, son. I wouldn't go congratulating him just yet. He's got to write it first. Out of curiosity, what was the story about that landed you such high marks? Does it matter? No, really, I'm curious. It was about... Dad. Well, maybe he does deserve a round of applause for creating a one-man show all about... Hold on. Was Dad the only character in this story? No, he made up 60% of it. Mum made up 30, and the other 10 was shared between me and you. In that case, cough it up, or you'll be hearing from our solicitor. In a land where dragons roamed, no one ever forgot to take the bins out. Really? Just consider it a work in progress. More like a work in stock. You've been at this 4 hours and only come with 3 bad ideas and a doodle of a grumpy cat. Maybe you're right. I am a little out of my depth. After all, I'm no Shakespeare. Oh no. You're more like early career Henry Gibson, struggling to pit bums on seats. I don't know what to write. Everything sounds fake or boring or just rubbish. You remember I tell the both of you? Don't invent the truth. Write about what you know. On one condition. He leaves both our names out of it. If that's your main concern about the story that got me a distinction, don't worry, because I changed the names. Well then, with this one you should aim to make it draw from your own experience. After all, you said they wanted something personal and from the heart. No one wants to watch a play about a terrible husband that was a punching bag to his ex-wife, Dad. It's all coming out now, eh? Look at it this way. It took you sitting down to write a play, to share things with me and your brother that you've kept from us for years. What does that tell you? That maybe I should have spoke up sooner. Right. And what do you think our play written from the heart would do for the man sat in the audience going through the same thing right now? Probably bought him a pint after the show, I'd imagine. You've been for something similar yourself, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Long story short, I've decided to do a narcissistic check on anyone I date from now on. Interesting theory. Maybe if I would have done an inventory check on Kiki, I'd have thought twice about moving so fast. How fast are we talking? She told me she loved me forever after the very first date. What car was you driving at the time? A Jag? Well, that explains everything. Before I met her, I already worked up to head chef. We even had our first date in a restaurant I worked in. Well, you were always a cheap date, to be fair. Maybe you can share some of your own experiences, Fabian. It might shape the story into something really special. Fair enough. But if it does Hamlet numbers in the box office, I'm taking 60%. After living with her 3 months, she said I owed her back payment adding up to 800 quid and said that I should pay that from every month then on. Double the amount I paid for at the flat I gave up to move in with her. Tell me you didn't. I really want to, but I did. 2 words for that. Pussy whipped. I think I'll go with the PG version. I was blackmailed. She threatened to go to the police and tell a pack of lies about me if I refused. I am so surprised at that. She seems so quiet and polite when I bump into her on the street. Well, you know what they say. It's the quiet ones you gotta watch with an interscope. I mean, don't get me wrong, she did have her good points. But after a few bottles of wine, she was a complete different person. And over the years, I collected a fair amount of bruises and bite marks to prove it. Well, that's the thing. Many don't nip it in the bud from early on, mate. These women think that they can get away with it. The floor is yours. Well, with Kate, the first of my 2 baby mums, it was always verbal. If I hadn't have stood my ground early in the relationship, she would have thought it was okay to put hands on me. How do you stand your ground without hitting back? You gotta do a little shadow boxing from time to time around them, you know what I mean? Well, crush a Coke can with one hand when you finish with it. That's how they know. So that's where I went wrong. I always thought a man's hands were made for cooking. To be fair, I was always a loud one. Whilst I was out playing with my mates, you was always in the kitchen with Mum making tea. And I remember the times I bailed you out with the bullies when we were kids. But I always return the favour by doing your homework that day. Yeah, but normally when your brother gets thrown off the bus for sticking up for you, you get off with it. Here you go, son. Cheers, Dad. So how is it coming on? Well, it's been a tearful process to say the least. That's understandable. Going back over those hard memories can't be easy for you. Yeah, well, like you said, if this play even helps one man going through the same thing speak up, it's worth it. That's the power of theatre. It holds up the mirror to us all. You're right. And in all honesty, it feels like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders. That's a very good thing. And look at what you've written already. Even the phone scene for Fabian and his ex works perfectly. Maybe there's truth in what you said about this being my calling after all. Son, there is no maybe about it. Poetry is a way of life. Poetry is not dead. Many people connect to poetry from all over the world.